Wow, would you look at that waterfall? Look how much water is coming down there. I had no idea there were waterfalls like that in my local hometown. Hello and welcome to a 5-minute photo adventure from Scotland, where, of course, naturally, it's raining. So I'm going to have to work fast because I want to get down into those woodlands there. So I've come back to my homeland, I've come back to where I grew up near Oban. I've come to this location because I discovered it a few years ago. Well, I say I discovered it, I saw a picture of it on Instagram and I bookmarked, and I thought I must come back here one day and photograph it. So now I'm finally here. And actually, if I listen, I can hear it in the background. I don't know if you can guess what it is. I don't know if it gets picked up in the microphone. So I'm quite excited. It's obviously just down there. Quite excited to go and see it for the first time. So let's grab the camera, get out of the rain, and we'll go and see what it is. Well, there's definitely a lot of water falling down there, but that's not the star of the show. I can see a big drop down that way. I think that's where I'm aiming for. Wow, would you look at that waterfall? Look how much water is coming down there. I had no idea there were waterfalls like that in my local hometown. That is a mighty impressive waterfall, I have to say. But obviously, filming down there is going to be an absolute nightmare. Not only is it really noisy, but it's also very wet. There's a lot of spray coming up, which is obviously going to make the photography difficult as well. And it's also raining, so it's wet and it's noisy down there. So I'll probably have to talk about most of the things I want to talk about right here. So first thing is to go down there and take my first composition. I'll try and grab some B-roll, and then I'll come back up here and then I'll talk you through it as well. I think there might be another composition down there a little bit further downstream as well. So I think I've got a couple of options here. But that's amazing. Because I had no idea that's there. Anyway, I'm going to get my camera, going to head down there. I think the first shot is going to be a nice wide shot of all the falls. I'll speak to you in a minute. Whew. They are challenging conditions for sure. There is so much spray. So for the first shot, the landscape shot of the entire falls, I went over to the right first of all, with the big amount of water coming down on the right hand side, but there's just too much spray. You just couldn't keep the lens clean of water. So I went slightly across to the left there, and I had to perch myself right up on top of this rock. Felt a little bit unsafe, I have to say, but it was the only way I could get a clear shot of the falls. Otherwise there's too much mess in the foreground. But I think I got it. I mean, I took loads of shots. I was cleaning the lens, shooting it, cleaning the lens, shooting it. And I just got to hope that one of them is spray free, because it's not just the spray, it's the rain, so there's quite a lot to deal with. It was hard work, but I'm fingers crossed. The composition's all right, and I've got a water drop free shot. But I'm going to go back there. I'm going to try a vertical shot a little bit further downstream. I'll see you in a minute. God, my camera's getting all wet. That was some intense shooting. I was hoping to get a little bit of the downstream bit as well as the falls, but it was so difficult. Those rocks are super slippy. It felt really dangerous. But I did manage to find a small bit, not as far back as I wanted to get. I wanted to get more of the flowing water down, but it does have a little bit of a lead out and a vertical orientation. I think it worked equally as challenging, trying to keep the lens free of water, but again, just took loads and loads of shots. I just got to keep our fingers crossed that one of them is drip free. well, that's probably the wettest shoot I've had in some time. I have to say, I put the raincoat on and everything, camera gear is wet, but it's all weather sealed, so I'm not too worried. But I do hope, the thing that does worry me is getting home, checking the pictures. Just need a couple of drip-free pictures. But what an adventure, what a find. Have you got any spots like that in your local area that you didn't know about for years and then all of a sudden discovered? Let me know in the comments below. But if you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, give it a share, subscribe if you want to see more 5-minute photo adventures from me. I've done loads of them. I'll pop up the playlist in the corner of the screen. But until the next video, I shall see you then.